Park, and you're watching Worldwide Sim Racing. It's the opening round of the 2020 WSR Formula Euro Championship, and I'm super excited to bring you this action live on WSR. I'm joined today by You See Me Flying from Tier 1 and a special guest commentator, our Tier 1 Championship leader, Flip Flop Fish. Great to have you guys in the booth today.
Great to be here, man. Very, very good to be here. This is going to be an extremely good race. Thanks to Flip Flop Fish for doing the recruiting for this league.
Yeah, these guys are very quick. Way quicker than our Tier 1 guys.
We won't mention that. That's an asterisk. We have 15 drivers at the moment getting ready for action. We're going around the Albert Park circuit. So while we didn't have the Australian Grand Prix as the opener in the Tier 1 Championship, we will have it here. So if you missed the Australian Grand Prix, though I don't think a lot of us missed the actual Australian Grand Prix, more so just F1, then you can get it here, ladies and gentlemen, in the opening round of the championship, as all the drivers are trying to get ready, as we're trying to start the session, and just getting ready. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. If you're joining us right now, make sure to subscribe and like the video if you are new to the channel, as we post weekly content and weekly live streams for all of your WSR action. And here we go, the countdown for 25 seconds as we're getting ready to load up into the track. Boys, very excited. Flip Flop Fish, you know these drivers a lot better than we do. Can you give us an insight on who do you think at the moment on the current grid is going to be best equipped to win a race today?
I'd say Paris and Kamita, it's Nolan. They're definitely the two favorites right now. Gil is pretty quick too, and that's about it. Those are the top three for me.
Well, I wish I could give you a top three, ladies and gentlemen, but I haven't actually been able to introduce these drivers too much, though we all know they are extremely quick. And if you just think of the times you see in Tier 1 and make them astronomically faster. As we're getting ready for short qualifying, it's going to be 18 minutes of non-stop action to see who can set the fastest lap for getting pole position in the race. And we're just getting ready to load up
Ferreira and Raikkonen.
It's just Raikkonen now.
Yeah.
Still waiting for him to finish the race behind Sebastian Vettel. There we go, loading up into the lobby. Let's go over all of the drivers that are on the grid today and are going to be participating in this short qualifying session. We have VRT Raikkonen 7, followed by VRT Zach 6. Mikuzzi in third. Micheluzzi, whatever. WSO Ferreira in fourth. The Ginger 21-21 in fifth. Terror Racer 96 in sixth. MNT Lion in 7th, ILRT Max in 8th, Kamita, oh my gosh, Sammy Vian in 9th, S2V, Paris Bureau in 10th, Julian, R2012 in 11th, Kamita, it's Nolan in 12th, FRL Panda in 13th, Ghost King 2503 in 14th, and VRT, I'm going to say this fancily, Guil in 15th place. As we're getting ready, all the cars are coming out onto the grid right now, and let's see who's out first so I can follow on board with them. I do believe it is Max who has come out first. Yes, he is in the McLaren. All right, ladies and gentlemen, after I butchered all of the names, we're getting ready. As I'm riding on board with Max is to see his opening lap, so you can get a little taste of the Albert Park circuit. It is not morning time like it was in Italy because somebody messed that up. I don't know who it was. I think it was Flip Flop Fish, though. As we get ready for the first lap section. Here's a driver ahead of him. I think it might be one of the Mercedes drivers. Yes, it is. It's actually Panda, who I think is the first driver out.
Yes, I think it is. You're right. There's only two people not on softs right now. It's Ferreira and Julian. Ferreira's on mediums, Julian's on hards.
Yeah, Julian's probably the most experienced guy in this field. been racing a long time.
Panda's about to start his lap. Take it away now.
I hope it's not from 2012. Coming around the final turn to set the lap. DRS is activated, going across the line, making sure to come in the turn 1 as quickly as possible. Clip the apex if you have to and get his maximum speed out of the exit. And he does so, running up on the curb a little bit. And now DRS activated for the second time after turn number 2. Coming up towards turn 3, hard braking zone. Coming into the apex, making sure not to spin the wheels. He doesn't do that at all. Dabbing on the brakes, hitting the curb on the turn-in, not on the exit, though. A little run-up on the curb on the sweeping left-hand turn before ending Sector 1. Looking very fast indeed right now. As going up towards Sector 2, we have a little bit of a chicane before a sweeping left-hand turn before the famous chicane at Albert Park. And he clips the apex a little bit there. Actually might have clipped too much of the curb. We'll see if that affects him. He's now coming around the sweeping turn, coming up towards, let's see how he does here. Clips that turn, clips that. A little bit of a wheel spin moment out of the exit, hitting the curb on the outside. Now let's see what he can do. Coming around there, now in Sector 3 right now. Again, a little bit of a dab on the brakes, but early on the throttle again before coming up to the penultimate turn. A very hard braking zone into a left-hander, and then the final turn, flicking it immediately. DRS is activated. He goes a little wide. That might have invalidated his time. No one actually sets the first lap, but 1:19.7, and FRL Panda about a second slower. Max and the other McLaren will go second fastest. The McLarens are 1-2 at the moment.
Wonderful lap by Panda. That was good to watch. Some good track lines, some real good power coming out of corners. I think that time's going to come down into the teens for sure.
Burrell actually separates the McLarens at the moment of 1:19.8. And ladies and gentlemen, right there, just you can see the 1:19s not seen in WSR last year and might not even be seen this year in Tier 1. Those are some high-tier times that you see in time trial times in this game, so it's very exciting to see these times in WSR.
Yeah, I got to ask you, Tommy, what do you think's going to happen here? Do you think we're going to get some track evolution and get some 1:18s?
I'd say the benchmark for pole is going to be around a 0.3 or a 0.4. I've seen these guys do 0s and 1s in time trial, but normally you can't have a perfect lap, just like you do in time trial. So I'd say around a 0.3 or a 0.4.
Okay.
Riding on board of Zach right now, he actually does it perfect through the chicane. Cut the chicane a little bit, but then again, you can cut it a lot. You just have to be very precise of it, but these drivers are now in Sector 3, running up on the curb a little bit, dabbing on the brakes very early on the power again. Coming up towards the penultimate turn, braking hard. And very nicely done through there. Actually goes into the pits, so I think that might have just been a lookout lap, as he will not set a lap at the moment. Michelizzi is setting a time right now, going through the chicane before the sweeping left-hand turn before the famous chicane. I'm sure it has a name, not the famous chicane, but we're going to call it that at the moment. As going through there, let's see how he does, and very nicely done. DRS is activated for the third time on the lap. Getting out of the way, I do believe, is Julian in the Red Bull. And now coming around towards the penultimate turn, on the curb a little bit there, but not too shabby at all. Hitting the apex, and he will set a time. Let's see what it is. A beautiful helmet design right there. Running up on the curb a little bit, though. I believe that will be okay. Let's see what this time is going to be, and it's going to be 7th fastest. That's a 25. And, boys, this is what I'm really excited about, because all these drivers are so good, and the times are fantastic, but they're also rather close to each other. This is a very, very tightly packed grid of times.
Yeah, that's great. From 1st to 13th, we've got 2 seconds. And for some of our other races, it's like 3 to 4.
Yeah. It should be down to about 1. I'd expect probably the slowest guy to be around a 20.5, where Michelizzi's right now.
So you're expecting track evolution to get everybody about a second.
Yeah,
except the top two. They probably won't get a full second.
Yeah, but some of these guys too, they had a bad first lap. They're going to improve a lot.
Yeah.
Even without the track evolution.
VRT Raikkonen is in the Renault right now, and he is on an outlap, getting ready to start his first lap. He is on the soft compound tire. Well, boys, we didn't have any Formula One this weekend, but I'm actually very excited. Formula One hosting their virtual Grand Prix event. I'm very excited to see the current F1 drivers that are going to be on there. Not Max Verstappen, I do believe I just read. But that should be interesting. And I don't know if you guys watched. I did not watch it, but there was that replay of the Brazilian Grand Prix, which was one of my favorite races in the Turbo
I did
era.
watch that. Oh, loved it. Loved it.
And
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did.
Raikkonen opens up the DRS flap, and here we go. He's going to start his lap in the Renault, one of our European constructors in the championship, of course. Renault, a former constructor world champion in the late 2010s, has not had one in a long time and has not had one at all since coming back into Formula One after the Lotus did not play out so well for them. Let's see how they can do in 2020 possibly, but right now we're going to see if they can do well in WSR Formula Euro, as Raikkonen is a little bit, there's a lot of yellow flags in a lot of areas. I don't know what those are exactly for. It might just be drivers giving way, as it usually is. Getting the full track map up on for you, ladies and gentlemen, as let's see how Raikkonen does in the second sector. Now let's see how he goes through the chicane. Clipping that turn, and a lot of cut there, but might have been all good to go. Still good to go.
That was perfect.
Raikkonen now, let's see what he can do. Little wide out of there, running up on the grass a little bit, again kind of wide, but keeping it all right. Now into the penultimate turn, a little wide there, and then flicking it again. Let's see what he can do. Now coming around the final turn, DRS activated this time is going to be best for third fastest. It's a 1:19.9. Oh my goodness. Raikkonen with a blistering lap time.
Great lap.
Fastest in the third sector.
The Ginger's on his first, just started his hot lap.
Kamada. 19.4. McLaren on pole. Paris goes faster, 1:19.3.
Oh, it's a fight, boys. It's a fight. How much time's left? 8 minutes. 8.5 minutes. Julian's still the only one with hard compounds.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to get a little warmed up. Must have not done.
That's a
Ginger.
Lap. Ginger, yeah.
Go on board with Terra Racer.
Coming up to turn 3, Noah.
Who is?
I think we've lost now. Oh, there he is.
Terra Racer.
Terra Racer, sorry. There you are.
Got a good line so far.
In the Rich Energy Haas cars, we still have to call it because somehow Codemasters haven't removed the logo yet. But coming in now, Sector 2. Let's see how he does here. And that's a lot of curb right there. I don't think you want to be doing that. That unsettles the car quite a lot coming out of the exit. And now coming around the sweeping turn. Let's see how he does the chicane. Nice do there. Nice do there.
Well done.
Very good. Keeping it off the curb, actually.
In the second sector.
And clipping the curb a little bit there. Then curb on the exit. Let's see how he does here. Clipping the curb again.
Wow,
curb on the exit again.
Speed coming through that corner.
And then the penultimate turn. Let's see the final turn now. And keeping it right on the line. And almost into the wall. Let's see how Terror does. And it's a fastest.
Not bad.
Into the top 10 for the Haas.
VRT Gwil has an invalid lap.
Here comes Michelizzi.
Yep. Second to last corner, Noah. Last corner.
Coming around that final turn, let's see, in the Mercedes, hopefully not on pole position. I don't want to see another Mercedes on pole, but then again, let's see, and improves, but it's not enough to get it to the top 10.
WSO Jay Ferreira is on a hot lap, just came through the fast chicane.
And
Sector 3 just started.
Looking blistering right now. DRS is activated, coming in Sector 3 now. Let's see how he does in the Racing Point car. And braking hard for the penultimate turn, now coming around the final turn. Let's see. DRS activated. Pereira sets 7th fastest.
Ooh, 7th,
it's a
all right.
121.
That would be a pole.
Paris and Nolan
1.
are on outlaps. So is Raikkonen and Sam Mubin.
Ooh, a line invalidated at the first corner.
So Paris is on pole position right now, but not by a lot, ladies and gentlemen. It's Nolan is very close behind. VRT Zach also not too far behind, off by about 2/10 from
52
Nolan.
52 100ths is the gap from first to second.
And I don't believe this is a lap for a quali lap. It is a quali lap for Gil, and he goes 5th fastest. It's a 119.9.
Whew.
A Ferrari into the top 5.
There you go.
I would like to mention, ladies and gentlemen, Ghost currently slowest on track right now, 121.7, far away from his teammate, all the way at the bottom of the grid. Let's see if he can do anything better when he starts his first lap. His next lap.
Watching Samu Bean, I'll see what his split is through the first sector.
Raikkonen spun. Turn
Samu's
1.
up by about half a tenth, first sector. Yeah, Raikkonen spun.
And Samu Bean is behind a Ferrari. Now, I don't know if he's getting dirty air because of the Ferrari. I'm not too sure, but Samu Bean was very wobbly out of the exit. And is, in fact, and there's an invalidation now from Samu Bean. And, oh, my goodness, and almost a crash in qualifying. He saved that beautifully. Jeez Louise.
I don't know how he did that, man. I thought that was coming around both ways, left or right.
Oh, my goodness.
Well done, Sammy Bean.
Almost a disaster.
Get back in the pits. Come out again. Let's do it again.
Reminds me.
No one invalidated.
Damn. Both Nolan and Paris have invalidated their hot laps. Raikkonen's on an invalidated lap, too.
Julian's going out on the mediums.
Ooh.
That's going to be difficult to get into the top 10 with that. You have to gain 1.3 seconds. That'd be an incredible lap if you got into the top 10 with the mediums. Dude, who's on a lap? I think
most drivers are in the pits.
Lion
is on an invalidated.
The only one
Ginger's about to start his lap.
Yeah, and Julian.
I'm going to ride on board of Ginger right now in the Haas car. Currently only 13th fastest. His teammate is in 10th fastest, so if he goes into the top 10, he's going to knock out his teammate. Let's see how he does. Coming across the start-finish line, DRS activated. Let's see how he takes the first turn. And maybe a little slow on entry, but good on exit. Now DRS activated. There's a yellow flag ahead of him, and I do believe it is Bureau, actually, and a lockup, actually, into the third turn, and running up on the curb a little bit there. Now Bureau gets out of the way, running up on the curb. Bureau did that very nicely, causing him not to have any issues. Another yellow flag in Sector 1 and 2. And there is Panda giving way as well. Ginger now coming in Sector 2. Let's see how he does here. Chicane. And into the sweeping turn. Good on the exit there. The Haas looking to get into the top 10. His teammate only 10th fastest, though. So a little bit of a problem there. So of course Tara would like to improve his time if he can.
Chicane from Ginger.
Very, very good chicane through Ginger. Now into Sector 3. These aren't purple times, but if they're faster, then hopefully he can set another faster lap to hopefully get into the top 10. Now coming around the penultimate turn on the apex, going a little wide there, but not too bad actually. Now on the final turn, running up on the curb nicely. Good speed out of the exit. Let's see what this time is going to be. And it'll be 9th fastest. Does knock his teammate out of the top 10 there. So does Panda, though, going 10th fastest. Terror, 11th.
Yeah, it's a very good lap.
Is coming up to his third sector on mediums.
Sorry, who?
Julian, second to last. Second to last corner now.
Now around the final turn, let's see on the mediums. How much faster can Julian go into the 116s, 17s, 18? It's not going to be It's not going to be a super fast time for him. It's still 14th fastest. Ghost King. Ghost King is slowest right now on track. A 121.7. Definitively slower right now.
Yeah, he invalidated a couple of his laps. That's a very impressive time from the Ginger, though. This is his first race with no ABS. So, very good result from him.
And VRT Gill is getting ready, warms up his tires, now coming across the start-finish line with DRS activated on that soft compound tire. The Ferrari will now set another lap, seemingly to hopefully gain more positions, but invalidates immediately out of turn 1, running too wide on the curb.
The second to last corner, he will
Paris
start
is
a
quicker.
lap.
No, Paris is finishing his lap. He was quicker in the second sector. He's up a 10.
Nice.
Let's see what this time is going to be, and it's going into the 119.2s. Almost a tenth faster. And Bureau retires from the set. I don't know why. But he retired from the session.
The session's over.
Yeah, no,
we're on 80% AI, so they're not going to get in the way.
Kamada has validated his lap. Panda is still good to go and is down. Let's see
Raikkonen's up. 2/10.
Second
2/10 through the third sector. Let's see what Raikkonen's going to do. Zach finishes only in third fastest. Here comes Raikkonen. What's going to happen here? Coming across the line, and it's only fourth fastest, though. Panda now, and then Ferreira jumps Panda. Panda is still setting a time right now. No, I think Panda is done. Something's happened with the car, or he's had a mistake, but he's done with his lap. I think he's boarded it at this point. So Panda drops down all the way to 6th right now. BRT Gill will not set a time. Max trying to set a time now. Only 9th fastest right now. Was once 1-2, now is way down the grid right now. Far behind his teammate. And hits the wall out of the exit. There's damage on the front wing. Let's see what this time's going to be. And it's going to be an improvement by only by 0.004 of a second. And not able to improve. On pole position, though, is Paris Bureau. I'm just a little interesting that he retired from the session rather than the fact that there's not a flag next to him.
Yeah, he was the last person to. All the guys who were doing a lap were in front of him, so there's nothing to worry about there. Nobody coming from behind to start their lap.
But is he going to be on pole position still because he retired, or?
Yeah, he's going to be.
Yeah, he's fine. He would have had a DNF or DSQ.
Yeah.
Nolan second fastest, about 0.2 away from Paris Bureau. Not exactly a huge gap there. All the drivers separated by very, very small bits. Look at that. Look at that. All the way down the 12th. Less than a second separating all the drivers. This is not just... This is so close. Really, ultimately, anybody can really get into the fight right now in this championship with how close those times are.
Yeah. And I wouldn't count Julian or that Mementi lying out either. That they are two very quick drivers. If Julian was on those softs, I guarantee you he would have been up in 4th or 5th.
But obviously wanting to go for the long haul.
Yeah.
These are some great times, boys. This is going to be exciting.
It's going to be close.
And we're just getting ready for the start of the race. We'll have a formation lap. I'll go over your starting lineup, hopefully with the names in a much better order. And then we'll get ready for the 5 red lights for this race, as we're just waiting for all the players to load up into their grid. Didn't look like we had too much lag. We almost had an issue because somebody in this party chat was hosting the lobby, despite being across the ocean. So we fixed that up, and now we have somebody in the lobby who is from Europe.
Hosting.
And we're just getting ready. It's looks to be 17 seconds and counting right now from the start.
Formation lap is on.
Good job, Drew.
Oh, so we've had two good things happen.
Ghosting is completely off.
Hopefully no resets on track. And there's that one red light, and all the cars will leave their formation laps positions. And here we go, going over the starting lineup for your 2020 WSR Formula Euro Australian Grand Prix. Paris Burrell is on pole position, followed by Nolan in second position. Zach 6 in third position, followed by Raikkonen in fourth. Ferreira in fifth position, followed by Panda. Samubin in seventh position, followed by Guillaume. Max in ninth position, followed by Ginger. Michelizzi in 11th, followed by Terra Racer. MNT Lion in 13th, Julian in 14th, and Ghost King in 15th. And I got that all done before the first sector ended. So now we have nothing to talk about.
Hey, I want to know from Tommy, are these times what you expected from these guys, or were you expecting some of the guys down lower to be a little bit higher up? What does it look like to you?
It looks about just where I thought it would be. I thought Lion would be higher up, and Ghost King too. See how they do in the race. Ghost King is on the soft compound tires, so he's going for a more aggressive strategy, it seems.
In the turn one, boys, how do we think this is going to go? Do we know anything about race starts from these guys? Who has the better jumps?
I really don't have a clue.
I've seen Panda take 4 places before the first turn. So I know he's got a launch on him. I don't know anything about anybody else.
Nah.
And they're coming around the penultimate turn, and now the final turn. 29 laps around Australia, 50% length race as we get set for action in the WSR Formula Euro Championship. You guys have asked for it. You've been tired of waking up in the middle of the night to race in Tier 1. And so we have it. The Formula Euro Championship in WSR. As all the drivers are lining up, Paris Bureau on pole position. Nolan, if he could angle his car, he would angle it directly at Bureau to try to get as much advantage as here we go for the 5 red lights. And it is 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and in Australia, it is go! Bureau gets a good start. Nolan doesn't get a great start, actually, and is possibly going to try to challenge into turn 1, but no. Bureau will take the lead of the race from pole position, and it is Nolan following behind him. Zach gets ahead of Raikkonen in fourth. Panda stays in about 6th position right now with side-by-side of Guillaume going into the third turn, and that's still side-by-side through the third turn. The Ferrari and the Red Bull battling for 6th position right now.
Whoa, Ginger spun! Oh my gosh, no!
Ginger spun in a huge crash! Oh my goodness! Huge accident. Michelizzi is out of the race, and a safety car has obviously been deployed. And ladies and gentlemen, if you remember Belgium in 1998, that's exactly how that was, as Michelizzi, unfortunately, the person who gets the worst out of that deal is out of the race immediately. And that was a huge issue for him. Now, there's also, I believe, it looks like somebody else is out of the race, unless that is just Michelizzi. I'm seeing a car still right now.
It looked like Gio, I think, and Ginger were side by side into that really fast right-hander. And normally that doesn't work out too well. I saw Ginger got turned. Not sure if he understeered into Gio, but then we got spun, and that caused a chain reaction there. Paris is into the pits.
Paris into the pits immediately. Now I'm assuming he's going to put on, I can only assume it'd be the medium tires. In fact, Paris is one of the only people who pits. And yes, medium compound tires are going to be going on for Bureau, obviously looking to go a little bit longer into the race. Jinder is in, of course, having to replace the front wing. Terra Racer in, Ghost King is in as well. But Michelizzi is out immediately, a safety car on the first lap. And Nolan is your leader right now in this race. Zach behind him and Raikkonen in third. Thank goodness one of these guys has an F1 driver name on here. It's very easy to pronounce.
So that changes the whole complexion of this race. Paris was in the lead. He's taking a risk, putting on those hard tires. Maybe he's going to make a run under the softs through the mediums with lucky safety car protection.
Oh, it's hard tires. I thought it was mediums under the lighting. Oh, my, hard tires. So it's not. That's not going to go till the end. That's not going to go till the end.
I think you can do it.
28 laps on hards.
There'll be about 85% that you can do it.
Yeah, and these guys are very good drivers. I think he can do it.
If I can do it, he can absolutely do it.
But the thing is, winning the race, that's a hard argument to make. 80% tires on hards are going to be
It's just like
slow.
It's easy to catch somebody, but it's not easy to pass them. Whole nother ball game.
We're under safety car conditions right now. A wreck on lap 1. Lots of action immediately at the start, and we have a first lap safety car immediately. Well, boys, I don't think that was the start we were expecting to see, but with competitiveness like this, the drivers are going to race on the limit right now. As warming up their tires right now, trying to get as much heat into them as possible.
Catch up. Ginger and Max.
So
Definitely
both Haas's have put on the medium tires, while all the other guys who put on the hards. That's interesting.
So the Haas's are going to expect another safety car.
Probably.
Well, with what happens to the into the fifth turn, I almost would expect so.
Yeah, let's hope nobody's going side by side through there again.
I have to tell you, I mean, you have to be precision perfect to go side by side through that turn.
That
because
exit
if somebody,
is so difficult.
if you run
and
up on the curb
on the inside.
if you clip the curb on the exit, you're done for because the wheels there's just no traction.
It doesn't matter. Either one.
Yeah, it's not room. There's no room for two cars.
No, there's really not. It's like trying to put two cars up the castle section. It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. You just have to be absolutely perfect.
No, but this is going to be it's going to help the medium guys a lot, Lion and Julian, because they can either go into the hards or they can stretch it out to the softs now with the safety car.
Safety car in this lap.
Some tire life. So I'd watch out for Julian and MNT Lion. If they put on the soft tires, that could be very interesting later on in this race.
So Nolan is now essentially the safety car right now and will control the pace of the rest of the pack, I presume bunching them up as much as possible and then getting a good jump on them. But still trying to warm up his tires at the moment, I'm sure, are a little cold.
So MNT Lion and Julian are up 6 places right now.
And now coming around the penultimate turn. Safety car in. We're about to get under green flag conditions. And coming around the final turn, putting on the gas. Let's see how we go. Nolan leads away. VRT Zach in second position. Raikkonen in third behind him. And green flag conditions, and it looks to be Ferreira who's looking on the inside, but that's a little bit too far back to be making a move. MNT Lion is trying to chase down Glil, who's right now trying to chase down Panda. Panda is in fifth position right now in the Mercedes. And braking hard, but not close enough to make an overtake, and I don't think any positions really gained. And there's a battle between Max and Ginger right now at the bottom of the racetrack. Max and Ginger going side by side through there. And they're looking close through here. And they're still trying to go side by side through that turn. That's unbelievable. We just had an accident there and already still looking for moves. You gotta love the charisma and confidence, but maybe a little bit too much overconfidence as Max and Ginger are battling very, very closely right now, and Ginger almost goes into the back of Max. And this is a very, very close battle between the Haas and the McLaren. Also, Max is gaining on Ghost King right now, who is up 2 positions. Julian saves it. Paris gets ahead of him. Now there's a battle with MNT Lion and Galil right now, as Galil is dropped back from Panda a little bit. Panda is trying to chase down Ferreira. We're on lap number 4 right now. We have to wait another 3 laps before DRS is activated, so we're still waiting for that, and then we'll start to see some big passes.
Ghost Kingston passed by Ginger. Ginger is on the move, along with Max.
Trying to see what our closest battle is at the moment. Looks to still be Ginger and Ghost King right now. But Ghost King actually gets a really bad run out of the first turn and is now 1 second behind Ginger. Zach is still keeping close.
Will and Lion are all extremely close, within 6/10, 7/10 for each of them.
Yeah, it'll be key for be very key for Lion to stay within that DRS of Gil.
Burrow has to get into DRS though. It's still 1 second out, and is hopefully going to get in within 1 second. Imperative that he gets in the DRS detection, or else they'll lose out from 7th, 6th, 5th, and 4th. VRT Guil, now Panda is chasing down Ferreira, now coming into the 3rd sector, very, very close, 3/10 behind, and there's a yellow flag, sector 3,
Ginger
somebody's had a spin. Ginger spins again. Ginger with more issues with drivers, more contact.
I think he just spun it on his own there.
Yeah, and Panda is chasing down Ferreira in the slipstream. No DRS right now. Might look on the inside, might dummy him. Now coming into turn 1, clipping the curb there. And it looks to be Ferreira who gets the better run, as Panda actually has to save it. He might have lost the car there and if he wasn't too careful.
Comes Terra Racer on Salmon.
Very close, 2/10 behind. Samu Bean is struggling in the Force India right now, and VRT Panda and Galil switch places. Panda had an issue of some sort. Now MNT Lion is trying to make a move on him as well. Very close, and now switching to the outside into the chicane, still side by side in there, and now Bureau will take it over, and Bureau takes over his teammate who got compromised by Panda. Nolan has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, cutting some corner, and now Panda breaks really early into the chicane. That actually hurts Bureau. Now MNT Lion might get better traction than his teammate and might make a move on his teammate. No, a little bit too far back. A lockup though from Bureau, and now Bureau is compromised in the 3rd sector, and the 2 teammates might be coming to blows right now, as Panda, Bureau, and Lion are very close together right now. 8th, 7th, and 6th. Now DRS is going to be activated. The bad news for Panda, though, he's 1.5 seconds behind Glow and has no DRS. He's a sitting duck right now. Bureau was behind him. Let's see what he can do. In the turn 1, will he make a move? No, but he's very close, and almost contact between Panda and Bureau. Now DRS activated again, though. Panda must give him some sort of room. Let's see if he's going to make a move. On the inside, he blocks up in there, but he doesn't make the move. Panda somehow still keeps it. There's no damage on the front wing for Bureau. Lion is still chasing down, but he's actually losing time now, even with Bureau and Panda battling. I do notice Panda is braking a little earlier than I think some drivers would be expecting. Let's look at Khalil right now. He's battling with Ferreira right now. The Racing Point and Ferrari are separated by a very small margin right now. And now coming through the sweeping turn, coming up towards the chicane in the slipstream right now of that Racing Point car. And this is going to be very interesting as well. DRS will be activated. Ferreira is 2.3 seconds out. Better run for Galil, I believe. DRS activated. There should be a move on the inside. It looks like the beat. Oh, no dive right there.
He's going to do it on turn 1. Just needs to get a better exit out of these 2 corners right here.
Yeah, you could also wait till turn 3 too, because turn 1 is a very sketchy place to overtake.
He might make it though, I think, before.
There's no DRS for Ferreira.
Ferreira is just a sitting duck right now. Let's see. In the turn 1, does not make it, and look at this. Julian is looking to try to make an overtake now on Lion. And Galil, I think, got a bad run out of turn 1.
Terra Racer trying to make a move on Samu. He's going to go to the outside.
Oh, almost around the outside. Pushes him a little bit. Gave him just about enough room, but not really enough. As Bureau is still chasing down Panda right now. Very close, but has not yet made the overtake yet, despite help with the DRS.
Yeah, Panda's catching back up to Gila and Jay Ferreira.
Well, Gio is battling right now with Ferreira, still not able to make the overtake. Still in the slipstream of Ferreira, and he just does not have the same straight line speed right now, I believe, as Ferreira. That might not be helping him too much, but that was a very good run for Galil. Now DRS activated, a little bit too far back to make a move. Paris on the inside with Panda, and they looked like he might have clipped him. Actually, it looked like they might have clipped the wheels a little bit.
Not much. If there was any contact, there was.
I don't think there was any contact.
Very close braking.
Just perfect.
Now coming around the final turn, DRS again. Panda has a little bit of a squibble out of the final turn, and Nolan has a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Low is into the pits.
6 seconds.
6 seconds already for Nolan. Still, Bureau has not made a move yet. Will he make it now? He's going to look on the inside. A big dive in there, and they're still side by side through here. This is very cool. And look at this. Pushes him wide off the track, and Panda does not give him a lot of room. Pushes him off track. Now Bureau might make another move. Looking, braking hard, and now his teammate is right behind him. Very close. Lion might be making it on the action as well. Bureau locks up. And now Lion and Panda, oh my goodness, they're side by side right now. Teammates coming to blows. And look at this, Bureau finally gets ahead of Lion. And that was very close. Julian must be licking his chops right now as he's trying to get in on the action.
Line's closing.
Will he make a move on his teammate, or will he keep it steady? And I think he will just do that. I don't think he wants to make too much contact with his teammate, but if he gets a move, he'll make it. And almost a move that really wasn't feasible. And now coming into the penultimate turn, and this is insane.
Panda still doesn't pit.
And no front wing damage for anybody. The braking is absolutely superb. And Bureau into the first turn. Oh my goodness! Panda gets a bad run out of turn one. Panda though is still trying to do his best. Will he squeeze him again? He's going to give him as little room as possible. There's contact on the side pod, and Panda gets ahead again. Lion very close. And Panda, this reminds me of Ayrton Senna, and it's Mansell and Senna all over again at Monaco.
Yeah, I think Panda's just lost confidence under braking. He doesn't feel confident on going late on the brakes, and Paris just has that confidence. And that's why he's always in.
But I think Paris has to be fuming right now. He should have been ahead of him already.
He can't get past him. He's lost 6 seconds to almost 10 seconds to Nolan.
And braking really early. Panda almost causing front wing damage. Panda has to be pitting now, as here comes Paris Bureau. Huge speed coming into the turn, and should finally get ahead of him. Yes, he does. And now Lion will be looking to make a move as well. And Lion might try to get ahead of Panda as well. And he braking into the penultimate turn and pushes outside Lion. And Lion loses positions. And Julian cuts ahead of Lion into the pit lane and will get ahead of Lion in the pits. And a huge number of pit moves right now as everybody is diving in and putting on tires.
Oh, Ghost King spun. Way off pace. Been a horrible race for Ghost King. So this should be very interesting now. Those guys are going to...
lap 123.5 from Will.
Nolan and Zach and Reckon are all on medium tires, but they had to make it through all this traffic.
Zach gets a bad run out of the second turn. Gila will look on ZRT Zach, and look at this on the outside, and that's outrageous, but over brakes himself and then has a slot behind Zach, and that was almost a glorious move for him. But Zach is all over the place right now. Galil still has a good chance to make an overtake. Following him now.
Who's got the tires on for the longest right now? MNT Lion has had his on the longest for 10 laps. few guys have had him on for 9, and then everybody else is brand new.
But here's the question now. Can Bureau keep the lead of the race? And
Ghost King's retired. That might be a safety car.
Ghost King has crashed. Sector Yellow 3.
Oh, he's retired in the pits. He's not going to bring out anything.
He retired in the pits, so he should be good to go. No, well, that has caused safety cars in the past, but not this time. As Bureau leading the Grand Prix right now. 3/10 behind now is Lion, and now Bureau actually hits the wall into the entry, and that would have...
Will and Zach and Ginger are wheel to wheel to wheel. Bumper to bumper to bumper.
Let's see, is it Zach going to make a move in the turn 1? Galil might look as well. Now the bad
Ginger
run was for Ginger. Ginger is loose out of turn number 2. Here comes Zach, and here comes Galil trying to look. Zach and Ginger make contact, and Ginger spins! Almost spins, but loses out. Galil and Zach get ahead of him, and Ginger is now having to deal with Raikkonen, who's in 10th position on the mediums. And he's looking. The Renault is very, very close to the Haas right now. They have a huge, huge battle. And look at this Ginger. Bad run. Raikkonen looking around the outside. Now might switch to the inside. And here he goes, diving on the inside. Wheel to wheel. And oh no, didn't able to make the move. Ginger, I think, is a little rusty right now in terms of overall racecraft.
Yeah.
He's had a few issues of drivers.
Yeah, Ginger, this is his first ever race with no ABS. Told me today. He said he was struggling with consistency.
And Raikkonen now coming around the outside into the turn, side by side, and there's a spin. Ginger does finally spin, and it was bound to happen at some point again, and Ginger has had a spin. Now, I do notice it actually reset him on track, so resetting on track is on.
Ginger stays out. Interesting.
No damage.
Yep.
I want to ride on board of Lion. Look how close he is still to his teammate. His teammate is on the hard compound tire. Lion is on the mediums. Obviously a faster tire, but can Bureau still keep it ahead? He's running up on the grass a lot, Bureau, and it's actually, he might be losing him time and losing him in tire life. He wants to be saving these tires.
Yeah, I think Lion, he's going to be coming into the pits in the next few laps. I think he might be just staying up for hoping for a safety car. Or he could even be trying to stretch this out to go on sauce at the end of the race. Oh, Tara and Max and Samu Bean are very close to each other.
Trying to chase him down. Max also in DRS detection range, as trying to chase down Terra Racer, get into the battle as well with Samu Bean and Max. Looking. Terra Racer might make a move now on Samu Bean, who's 3.1 seconds behind the rest of the grid. Gets a good run out of the final turn, clips the curb a little bit there, but with DRS, Samu Bean's a sitting duck in the turn 1. There will be no move in the turn 1, but after turn number 3, gets a good run. Here comes the Haas. It's going to be a clear move. Where will he go? He's going to go around the outside. That seems to be the popular line. Samu Bean defends fantastically, though, and Max goes too wide. And actually, Raikkonen has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
Samu Bean almost lost it.
Samu Bean runs up on the curb now again, and here comes Terra Racer trying to find a way to get past Samu Bean. Samu Bean is getting not very good exits out of these turns and is in 3rd position right now, but far back by quite a lot. Terra Racer still getting better exits. Kamada on to Max.
Yeah, Nolan has 6 seconds of penalties, though. That's going to be difficult to overcome later in this race, no matter what.
Yeah.
I think that Samu Bean actually got a better run than Nolan out of the chicane, as he was a little bit further back than I think he would have liked to have been on that DRS zone. Now in the 3rd sector on lap number 14, just coming to the halfway point in this race. And MNT Lion, I'd like to mention, by the way, has dropped behind almost a second out of his teammate. And I think it's time to come pit, boys.
Yeah. Wonder if his team, Paris, will let him stay in the DRS range, just to help his team out a little bit. There's no threat behind yet, and Nolan has 6 seconds of penalties.
Here comes Terror Racer. Will he look to make a move too far back? Still behind Kamada. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to point out, it's almost like watching F1. You know, we usually see all these crazy overtakes happen, Panda with a 3-second time penalty, but this is, it's reminding me actually a lot of the staying dirtier situation drivers are getting in real life. We're seeing a lot of people get close, but very hard to overtake.
Or they're all right on the limit, but there's not much. Oh,
Ginger's around.
But VRT, Zach, and Galil are side by side in this turn. That's outstanding. And Galil now battling with Zach, and still side by side. Coming towards, there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. I believe that is for Ginger, who has not gone ready yet. And Galil is chasing down Zach right now. They are side by side coming into there. And let's see now, Zach gets a better run than Galil. And now, a little bit of a pause moment. Ginger is having a horrid race right now.
Oh, Nolan on Terror Racer. I think he's got the move. Coming through the last couple corners. Terror Racer is bolting into the pits.
Ooh, Terror's pitting.
And Kamada will take we'll take 5th position, and we'll go in the 4th. Max is in 5th now.
So Nolan is actually, I'll check the gap to the leader. He is 6.5 seconds behind the leader, but you have to consider that 12.5, considering I believe Paris does not have any penalties yet. Yeah, he's 1 warning. Paris has 1 warning.
And coming out of the pits, Terror Racer ahead of his teammate by a considerable margin. Ginger now into the pits and almost crashing into the pit wall. And Ginger came in really hot. And I don't know if Ginger's considering retiring in the pits, but he will put on...
I'm guessing the mediums.
It's hards, I believe, actually, looks like. No, it is mediums again.
Yeah.
Placing the front wing.
It's Nolan is right behind Samudin. Got to run on him. DRS. He's going to pass him.
Sam was going to make that too difficult. They're both on the same esports team. Probably know each other pretty good. But I think Line's stretching this out to go into the softs. And Paris is purposely leaving him in DRS.
Panda with another 3-second time penalty. Now 6 seconds for Panda. Bureau is still in the lead. MNT Lion has not yet pitted. I do believe that Lion will pit for the softs at the end of this race. You're exactly right, Flip-Flop. And Bureau is still in the lead, though. Raikkonen has overtaken Galil, who goes into the pit lane and will put on the medium tires. I wish we could see tire data, but we can't. One of the worst things they don't have in spectator mode is no tire life.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see how people are saving their tires compared to others.
And I hope that's in the next game, which I hope they don't delay.
There's a good chance they're going to have a stewards mode that'll allow overall telemetry, data, timing, rewind ability.
Cool.
Let's hope. And Bureau 3-second time penalty, and now he's in the penalty zone. Lion, no, we'll still have to pit though. So really, Nolan now has a little bit of another buffer for him, as now that's it's 3 seconds essentially now, that gap between Bureau with the penalties.
Yeah, Bureau has 3 seconds. Nolan has 6. I'll check Nolan's warnings right now.
Ooh, Lion almost lost it coming out of the final corner on
Nolan picked up another penalty this lap. That's 9 seconds for Nolan.
9 seconds now for Nolan.
So it's really
boy.
6 to the leader.
Yeah, MNT. VRT Zach could be in a very good position to win this race.
How's Max look for penalties?
I think he's doing pretty good too, but I'll check him. He got a 5-second time penalty on lap 1, but I think he served that in the pits. He's got 1 penalty.
And Sammy Bean's okay?
Sammy just ran wide, and he almost lost the car. Now
Max will try to look a little bit too far back at the moment. Oh no! Sammy gets a bad run, and now they're making contact, wheel to wheel right there. Max making contact.
Max is like, get out of my way.
And making contact again, making contact again, and Samu Bean.
Whoa, and here comes
now here comes Zach, side by side of Max. That was outstanding, and now Zach making the move on Max, and I gotta tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I think that Max was being a little bit over-ambitious into the turns right there, not really an avenue of the pass.
And here comes Raikkonen.
Yeah. Max,
Raikkonen making a move on Max, and Max has lost
He
3
sent that so
positions
far.
within a few turns, and Max must be livid right now, coming from 5th all the way down to 7th now.
Oh,
And Lyon has a 5-second
second
penalty for speeding in the pit lane now. Is it going to be served now, or are they going to have to serve it later? Nope.
yeah, he's going to sit at the end. That's not very good for him. He was looking pretty good because he's on the soft compound now. It's going to take it about 11 laps.
No one is back
Which
in the
is doable.
second position right now. Zach is in 3rd. Samu Bean is in 4th right now. Raikkonen in 5th. And Max is in 6th position right now. Galil goes
with a
fastest again.
122.9 or 122.8.
I mean, I'm still faster than him in my time trials on that time. As we now come. Vero leads the race right now. Samu Bean gets a 3-second time penalty for him.
That's his first 3-second time penalty.
Raikkonen trying to chase him down. Lap 19 of 29. And Burrell leads the Grand Prix at the moment. And we're still waiting to see let's see if we have any close battles. Looks like Max is close to Raikkonen right now, looking for a little bit of redemption after losing so many positions. In 6th right now because of the pit stops, but still must be feeling a little bit, just a little cross at the moment.
Yeah, I gotta say, he on lap 19, he got a little bit too aggressive, I think, and tapped wheels, got very off balance, and then couldn't get the power down quick enough while Raikkonen was just making moves.
Raikkonen! Oh no, Raikkonen!
Contact with
damage.
Samu Bean. Samu
got
Bean
wind
now is
damage.
compromised. Max is going to look on Samu Bean now. Is this going to get a little frisky with these two drivers as they made contact before? I think Max might try to force his way.
There's no damage.
Oh,
on
but Samu Bean gets a bad run out of there. They're
Raikkonen.
side by side again on the outside. Let's see. Will he squeeze him? And he breaks very early, though. Max broke real early. And I'm actually a little surprised by that. Is he a little scared now of the contact he might get with Samu Bean? I'm not too sure. Now, breaking into the chicane, he should have DRS, but so will Samu Bean. Raikkonen is a sitting duck right now, as here comes Kamada, and Raikkonen closes the door on him. Doesn't give him space. Here comes Max on the inside, pushes him off track. Kamada, Samu Bean is in 6th now, and I thought that was going to get close. I thought it was going to get a little bit touchy. And Raikkonen, though, look at this. And now Raikkonen is slow, and Max takes 4th position.
What a good pass from Max around the outside of the last corner, all up against the wall with nothing but confidence. That was outstanding.
Yeah, Raikkonen has wing damage on his left end plate.
And here
His left
comes
end plate is
DRS.
completely
Raikkonen looking, trying to defend, switches to the inside line, kind of moved in the braking zone. I don't know if that was necessarily a great thing.
Lion's going to go around the outside of turn 4. Oh, and he gets the move.
He
That's
got
incredible.
it. Wow.
Whoa, and Julian. Julian's here too.
And will he make a move on the inside? No, a little bit too far back. A nice little aerial shot right now. He's just going to try to go on the inside into this turn, I presume. Hard braking and pushes off. Herrera actually off track and gets in 8th position. A lot of pushing and shoving between drivers right now as here comes Samu Bean on Raikkonen. Cuts it perfectly on the chicane. Here he comes now, and look at that switchback, and he pushed it into the wall. There's contact, and oh my goodness, a huge crash. And Raikkonen and Samu Bean are not out of the race, but I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Raikkonen, and that was some dirty driving if I've ever seen it. Michael Schumacher would have been proud, as that was some very serious contact, and all pushes him off track. And that is not the kind of driving you do not want to be seeing in a race. That will have to be looked into, and I might expect, actually, some drivers might be losing some driver's seats after that. That is absolutely not what you want to see in a race, and it looks to be Sam Bean, actually, who gets a 5-second time penalty because of that, besides any other penalties they might have had. It's lap 22 of 29 right now, and just your thoughts, guys.
Look, you gotta understand that purposeful contact is not good. Frustrations are gonna run high no matter what. You're in a race, and you know, especially with what's going on in the world, people are even more frustrated with life. So you know, there could be a little bit of that going on there, where, you know, maybe an impulsive move here, an impulsive move there. But we also have to take this back to the previous lap when Raikkonen got dived on and had wing damage from Sammy Bean earlier in the lap. And then Sammy Bean tried to do it again, and Raikkonen said no thank you. So, you know, yes, it was a little bit more aggressive than it needed to be, coming down to that first chicane before the long left-hander. But at the same time, you're talking about 6 inches. If he would have cut the wheel back 6 inches earlier, there's no contact, and it would have been fine. So it's a matter of inches we're talking about here, boys. I don't necessarily think that if they get back together again before the end of this race, then we have a conversation.
Yeah, they're close.
But if they don't get back together and they race well, I think we let that one go.
Oh, Sammy Bean cut a corner.
And Galil is 3/10 behind Raikkonen right now. Sorry, Terror Racer, sorry. The Haas and the Ferrari right now battling. I don't think we ever expect to see a Ferrari-powered car that's not a Ferrari, and Samu Bean is ahead of Raikkonen. Raikkonen spins out of the race, and I don't know if there was contact between them, but I think Raikkonen might have just lost it.
Yeah. Let's hope that's the case.
Are you watching that or no?
No, I wish I was.
No, I didn't see anything.
Raikkonen retires from the session, and Ginger gets ahead of him.
He crashed at the final corner.
Virtual safety car deployed.
Ooh, Paris maybe. Paris? No, Paris is not going to pit. Maybe he doesn't know no one has penalties. That's the stricken car of Raikkonen right there. Must have understeered into the wall.
I don't know, man. He might have just purposely crashed. We'll have to see. If he purposely crashed.
Who knows?
Well, let's not speculate, and we don't need to talk about penalties for things that haven't been proven yet, so let's not even go there.
Yeah, Lion is in a very good position to potentially get a podium. This VSC helps him conserve some of his tire life on the softs. He's only... Oh yeah, he has a penalty.
Drive-through penalty for Zach! Speeding under virtual safety car! Oh my goodness! Zach's race is ruined. Ruined.
Wow. That sucks.
Yeah, it must have just tried to jump it a little bit too much and went like maybe a 10th over. Then that can happen.
But Zach's race going now was in third is now going to be out of the podium.
Yeah, he's going to be way down with Gil and Panda, I'm guessing.
And there's a spin! Max and Lion made contact! Lion spun out Max out of the race! And Max is out of the podium places, and there was definite contact. Lion spun out Max!
Hopefully he doesn't get a penalty for this. Okay, good. He didn't get a penalty for Super Julian. Ooh, Lion and Julian. Julian's just gone past Lion. And Javi Ferreira is right there too. Javi Ferreira could get a podium here.
Lap 29 of here comes Kamada. Kamada is very close to Bureau. The top two drivers are very close into positions right now and might be looking to battle soon. Here comes Nolan. Now you got to assume Bureau's tires are on the edge of their lifespan right now. Nolan clearly will have the faster tire.
Yeah, he's got to be in the high 70s right now.
I'm going to ride on board with Ferreira. He's going to look on the outside, but a little bit too far back. And Lion right now a little bit of an issue with there. Spinning out Max. He clipped the inside tire of Max into the turn and spun him out, and that will have to be looked into after the race. Nolan now in the slipstream. DRS activated. Will he make a dive on the inside? No. Keeping it very, very patient with Bureau right now. Lap 25 of 29. Still with so many seconds of penalties worth. Bureau is struggling though. We'll still get a battle till the end of this race. Now coming around the final turn. DRS will be activated. Surely Kamada Nolan will get ahead of Bureau. Let's see. Going into turn 1, somebody is into the pit lane on the inside in the turn 1, and Nolan takes the lead of the race.
Oh, and he's got another penalty. That's 9 seconds more than Paris Burrow.
Oh, no, and even with the DRS out of the exit, compounded now, and Nolan is trying to gain as much time as possible, and Zach has not served his penalty yet. Ginger gets another 3-second time penalty, 46 seconds down. Now, I do believe Zach will just get a 20-second penalty and now a 3-second penalty, so that's going to be even worse for him. I don't believe he'll get disqualified.
I hope he, or he'll have to go on the last. Yeah, he'll have to unbox on the last lap to serve his drive-through.
Normally, you get disqualified.
Yeah. But I've seen 20-second penalties, too.
We saw that in Spain with somebody. I don't know who it was who got the 20-second. I think Tapastor actually might have been.
Yeah, Tapastor. Ooh, Gil and Panda in line. Line has wing damage from that earlier contact with ILRT.
And Ken, more contact with drivers. And I got to tell you guys, these European drivers are not afraid to make contact with each other. And we've seen a lot of dodgy moves from drivers. And it just means a lot of work for the stewards today in the office, I think. And look at this! Galil got major speed on Lion out of that turn, and Galil got ahead of him. And Lion, oh my goodness, that was some big, big speed from the Ferrari.
Yeah, Lion just, well, he's lost his right end plate. He had no speed coming out of that corner.
Lion's and now pitting. Lion into the pits. Now Max.
Panda nearly loses it.
Now Max is 23 seconds, now 25 seconds, sorry, behind Lion. How close will they be out of the pit lane?
Ooh, Zach. Zach served his drive-through, and Gil and Zach are right next to each other.
Side by side, coming in the turn number 3. Williams versus Ferrari. And it's Zach who gets ahead of him, but now goes too wide. And Galil will get ahead of him. He went too wide into the turn. And now Zach is trying to chase him down. Panda will try to chase him down as well. Kamada and Lion are close. Here comes Lion. Max got ahead of Lion in the pit lane. Lion in the pit lane. Max got ahead of him, and that will be a consolation prize for Max. Now, here's the problem for Lion, though. He's not going to get the extra point. This was a poorly timed pit stop.
Everybody else from getting it.
Well, this is true. I don't know. I'm just.
Silver lining, that's all.
Terror Racer is trying to get close to Panda. And we're into lap 28 of 29 right now. Kamada Nolan leads Paris Bureau in this race right now. But again, many penalties hanging over Nolan. And he will not be finishing on the first position. It will be Paris, who is effectively your winner in this race at the moment, unless something happens to Bureau in the final laps of this race. Any mistakes, though I don't expect them to happen. As Zach and Panda separated by about a second. Terror Racer is actually gaining a lot of time on Panda.
Oh,
and Samu Bean has crashed on the start-finish line and is across the track right now. And Sector 3 yellow, Samu Bean, who has had a race to forget, is out of the race. Yellow flag, Sector 3. I think the only reason a safety car is not coming out is because of the fact it's in the final laps of the race.
Well, no, it's because the safety car would come out if the drivers were close. The next drivers to come up to him were close enough, and there were enough drivers. It has to be 3 or more drivers within a certain distance of the accident.
And it's also lap 29 now. The safety car doesn't finish out the race on this game. The game's
That's why. That's what I thought it was. I just thought it was too close to the end of the race.
Paris has done a very good job on those tires, and he's not even losing that much time to Nolan either.
Riding on board with Panda, coming around the final turn, a little bit of wheel spin out of there, but DRS activated. Will he get ahead of Zach? Get himself in the 6th position on the inside in the turn 1 and gets ahead of him just. Zach and Panda are battling very closely. Terror Racer is trying to get into the mix as well. Panda now, he'll look around the inside into the turn. Side by side the two drivers are, and it's Galoo who gets ahead. Now Terror trying to get into the mix. Panda still side by side. Are they going to go side by side to here again? Oh, that was almost a disaster. Terror Racer is looking. Lion does go fastest. Steals fastest lap, and he's in 10th right now, ahead of Ginger. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. I think there was an accident somewhere. And regardless, we're trying to see how this battle goes till the end of the race. And Terrorist had a spin. Terror spun out of the race. Sorry, Ginger spun. Terror Racer is still good to go. And Kamada finishes the race. Bureau will win the Grand Prix, however, after penalties. Julian, 22 seconds behind, will finish in 3rd. A very good race for him. And VRT Galil is still chasing down Ferreira right now for 4th position right now. And it's going to get very, very close. And with the contact I've seen between drivers, no holds barred, coming into the final turn. And I don't think it's going to be good enough. He's going to try to get to him. And no, Ferreira will finish ahead of Galil and finish in 4th position. Zach will finish in 6th. And no, a crash! A crash, but no, he finishes still the race. He still finished before the start-finish line. That could have been really bad for him. Max and Lion, who are separated by 2.3 seconds, will not come to blows again in this race. Ginger will finish in last position. And yes, and
Max
no, Lion.
Let Lion in front. He just stopped and let him in front.
Oh, because they had that contact earlier. Yeah, that's good.
But well, I don't know why, but
because they had contact earlier.
Right, but it's not. It was contact for the problem of Max. It was Max who got spun out. Lion spun Max, so I don't understand.
No, they had contact.
I know. I watched it.
Times.
Yeah, I did watch it, but the final time he got spun out. Regardless, Paris Bureau is your winner in this Grand Prix. And that was action-packed, ladies and gentlemen. I was so happy to commentate with both of you guys. And what a great way to start the Formula Euro Championship in WSR. Thank you very much for watching. My name is WSRX.
My name is WSR. You see me flying.
My name is WSR Football Fish.
And you've been watching Worldwide Sim Racing. Make sure to tune in just a few hours before the start of the 2020 WSR 2 Formula World Championship. And I'm very excited for that race as well. Thank you very much, and have a great night.
Oh, that's going to be chaos.
Oh, yeah.